Hey guys, today we're going to be reviewing episode 1 of The Web Planet, which is called The Web Planet. Episode 1 of The Web Planet is called The Web Planet. Where to start with this one? I know this one has a notoriously bad reputation. It had always been described to me as ambitious, but they didn't have the budget to pull it off, if I had to sum it up to everything I've heard about it. And man, just off episode 1, I don't even know where to begin. The budget does not seem there. I don't mind when Doctor Who does invisible enemies, because that seems like a great way to save on the budget for Classic Who, so I'm behind that. You know, we would also see that later in Planet of the Daleks, even though it wasn't really utilized much. I'm not quite sure what's going on here. It's only episode 1 of a 6-parter. Haven't seen the moth people I know are in it yet. I've seen the kind of insect people. The costumes are okay, except for the very human legs. I mean, the legs when they're walking are very obviously human legs with like a suit or something over it. But the actual insect costumes are fine. For 60s Doctor Who, teleplay, because 60s Doctor Who is very much a teleplay, which I like that kind of stuff. It's fine. One of the cameras seems to have Vaseline smeared all over it because it looks blurry, this very soft, blurry focus. And it would be cool if, like, the planet they're on, they're going for kind of a surreal look, because there are camera shots where it has this kind of surreal quality, but then it switches to another camera and that camera's fine. So it just seems like one camera was like that, and they were like, hey, we need to clean it, we ain't got time, fuck it, go. And so it's intercutting with cameras, because of course the classic Doctor Who was filmed with multiple cameras, and you know it'll go from everything's fine to blurry Vaseline lens, everything's fine, blurry Vaseline lens, and it cuts back and forth, and that is really irksome. It does the thing with the water being acid again, which would be neat if I hadn't already seen it recently in the Keys of Marinus. The whole water being acid, so you'd think Ian would remember that, since this does take place afterwards, and the Doctor using the tie to check it. Yeah, I wouldn't go to another planet and want to eat anything anyway. I mean, your immune system probably couldn't handle it. I mean, even just traveling back in time and eating stuff that hasn't been pasteurized, you know, now. Eating stuff from the 1600s, like in Shakespearean code, would probably make you sick to your stomach. Our immune system couldn't handle it. So eating things on a foreign planet. Willing suspension of disbelief. Everything with Barbara is weird. Like when she's doing the arm thing, I don't know. I'm not buying it. It's not Jacqueline Hill's fault. I'm not buying it. I feel like I'm watching an actor acting. And it's not her fault. It's just not working. And then at one point, it seems like at the end, she's not just her arm. It's like she's hypnotized. Like she's walking toward the acid, hypnotized. Like she was, And then obviously Vicky is sensitive to what's going on. That's why she's got her headache. The little bit with the aspirin between her and Barbara was nice. There's a little bond building between the ladies. I like that. And her talking about, well, you have to understand, for me, aspirin's archaic, you know. How would you like it if I recommended leeches to you? I enjoyed that little bit of a conversation. I like that Vicky has more character development than Susan. I always think Vicky is what Susan should have been. I really like Vicky a lot. Her and the other companions get on well. Her and the First Doctor get on well, and she seems like a much stronger character than Susan. The actual set looks fine. Again, I mean, I can see the stage walls and the painted background. Again, it looks like a set for a play. To me, that's what 60s Doctor Who is, especially the Hartnell era. I like that, same way I like 60s Star Trek, so I'm fine with that. I don't know. I definitely am not engaged with this story. Again, it's just episode 1, but I knew after I watched it, because I actually watched it yesterday or the day before. I can't remember. And I'm just now getting to the review, because I'm like, I got to do the review for episode 1 of Web Planet, and I'm like, yeah. I don't really know what to say. I feel like I'm just going to prattle nonsense for 10 minutes. It's not really grabbing me. You know, after one episode, it's just kind of, I feel like not a lot has happened. I like the fact that there's a power that can overwhelm the TARDIS enough the Doctor can't leave. He tries, and you see the TARDIS try to disappear, and it can't fully leave. So that's interesting. And that apparently at the end, somehow it still makes the TARDIS, whatever entity it is, makes the TARDIS move. So I like that it's obviously a powerful entity. Of course, keeping in mind the first Doctor is probably not as experienced with the TARDIS as later Doctors. So that's interesting. But yeah, just the first episode is... We'll see where it goes from there. So I want to know what you think of the first episode of The Web Planet. I am aware of its reputation, so comment down below and let me know. Other things to do while I have you here, go ahead and click the like button and the subscribe button. If you watch my content regularly and haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click that button. It's free. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm and gets me closer to 800 subscribers, which is getting me closer to 1,000 subscribers, because there's a lot I can do with the channel when I hit that. I also have a Patreon if you would like to support me on that. There's a link to that down in the description below. I want to give a shout out to two of my top tier patrons, Stephen Crane and the Fifth Doctor. I appreciate their continued support, just as I do the support of all of my patrons. Thank you. I also have a P.O. Box. If there's anything you would like to send me, it's down in the description below, as is a link to my Amazon UK wish list and a link to my Amazon UK wish list as well. Most importantly, though, thank you for watching.